Hello and welcome to day 2 of our journey through week 33 in Acts 25, and we'll hopefully finish chapter 26 this week as well. So today we're going to finish Acts chapter 25. And so basically, Festus has invited Herod Agrippa II to see Paul, kind of a spectacle here. Look at, we've got a lovely Jewish man over here, and they're going to kind of show Paul off. Of course, Agrippa is Jewish himself. Festus is the Roman governor. And so we're going to have I thought I mentioned Hunger Games in the podcast. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Here's a guy whose life is on the line, and the privileged are just having a lovely feast of it. Well, it reminds me of that scene where the woman, the lead character in Hunger Games, is showing her bow and arrow, and they're not paying any attention to her. And so she turns and she shoots the apple out of the mouth of the pig. But anyway, of course, Paul doesn't do that. But here's the Greek. Therefore, on the next day, this is, by the way, we've seen this expression quite a bit in this last part of Acts. This is obviously the article, on the, and then this is like an adverb. So this doesn't match in case number gender, because this is more of an adverb. On the next day, something like that is what it means, but it's not quite literal in construction. Okay, Agrippa and Bernice having come. So this is genitive absolute. Luke loves genitive absolutes, man. So this is Elf is the aorist of Erchomai, and my aunt is a active participle. So this is an aorist active participle, genitive masculine singular. Go with Agrippa. Agrippa, who's undeclinable. So the ending, it doesn't change, I don't think. So Agrippa and Bernice having come with much fantasias, with much pomp, with much imagination. You know, I'm wearing a lovely dress today with half yellow and half orange. I mean, I don't know what pomp looked like, but they came with much pomp. And having entered into the audience hall, the Acroaterion, you can hear Acroa reminds me of Akuo. Maybe it's not Akuo. Anyway, actually, acro means high. So into the hearing room, having entered in, there's Elf. We saw Elf up here. This is the aorist of Ace Erchomai, still an active participle. Okay, still a genitive absolute. Them. So it switched from a singular to the plural here, and them. So it's kind of like he started off thinking of Agrippa, and then added Bernice, and then we rejoin into a plural here on the second line. And with Chiliarchs and men, that is the of the city according to prominence, men. So more than one commander of 1,000. And Festus having commanded, Paul was led. So another genitive absolute. Boy, Luke loves the genitive absolutes. The noun becomes the subject, and then this is the participle, ant, active participle, sigma alpha, aorist, active participle. Okay, this is theta eta is aorist passive. This is ago. It's perfectly regular, although it looks quite mangled. It's not. It's perfectly regular. So to make the aorist passive, you take the alpha of ago and augment it, which makes it eta. And then you take the gamma of ago and you breathy it, aspirate it because of the theta, so it becomes lachlomen. Anyway, Paul was led, verse 24, and says Festus says, quote, Agrippa, king, and all the ones being present with us, men being present with us. So this is a vocative, basalu, without the sigma, it's vocative. And all the men, the ones being with us, being present with us. This is, my aunt is an active participle. This is soon paremi, soon, soon paremi, exactly. So to be present, present participle. Okay. Behold, this man, concerning whom the whole multitude of the Jews was chancing upon me, both in Jerusalem and in and here, petitioning me, appealing. They were appealing to me. So this is entunkano. They were appealing. It's imperfect. Actually, it's not. It's aorist because we've lost some letters, right? We've lost the gamma in tunkano, and we've lost the ano. And so this is the aorist active indicative third plural, the multitude they were. This is interesting because the word for multitude is singular, but the verb is plural. But multitude is a collective noun, right? So anyway, behold, this is a imperative. Be beholden, be looking at. Present imperative, so it has more of a continuous. Don't take your eyes off of him. Be looking at this guy, concerning whom, relative pronoun, all the multitude of the Jews were petitioning to me, both in Jerusalem and here, crying not to be necessary him to live any longer. I love the way that's worded. He really doesn't need to live anymore. Let's dispatch him, shall we? So this is a present participle. My nt is an active participle. Present of day, infinitive, present active infinitive. May is the word for not with an infinitive. Okay, verse 25. And I found, this is kata lambano, but it's labbing you an aorist, and it's middle. Amenu eta. Can't be passive because then it would have a theta eta. But so this is an aorist, middle, indicative, first singular. I was considering nothing worthy him of death to have done. So this is perfect, right? Reduplicated. Perfect active infinitive. There is a perfect infinitive. To have done, and therefore it's standing on his record, continuing, even though he did it in the past, and it's kind of lingering with him, leading to punishment. I might be overreading that. And this one himself, having called upon Sebastus, having called upon Augustus, having called upon Caesar, I determined to send him. Actually, I had no choice, but I'm going to pretend like I'm in charge here. So another genitive absolute, this one having called upon. Sigma alpha, aorist. Men are passive participles or middle. Let's go with middle because it'd have a theta eta if it was passive. So aorist, middle participle, genitive masculine singular. I judge, I'm taking this to be an aorist because the alpha, and that would mean that this is internal lengthening, but iotas don't change when they're internally lengthened. They go from maybe I to E in pronunciation, but we're not hearing it, we're reading it. So I judged him to send him, present infinitive. Verse 26, concerning whom I do not have something certain to write to the Lord Nero, and I talked a little bit about the contrasting lords in my podcast. Concerning whom, relative clause, I do not have, present active indicative, something, indefinite pronoun, to write, something secure to write, asphalt, something secure to write. This is the, psi is the key to a hidden sigma, so we have a hidden sigma alpha, aorist infinitive, aorist active infinitive. Okay, therefore, I have led before you all, him, before y'all, and especially before you, O King Agrippa, in order that, subjunctive is coming, in order that I might write, in order that I might have, so there's the subjunctive. This is the aorist of echo, aorist active subjunctive of echo. Sco is the irregular, the sk is the irregular aorist of echo. So in order that I might have something that I might write. Well, actually, this is, with the accent, it's a interrogative. In order that I might have what I might write. So I'm taking this to be a subjunctive as well. C is the key to a hidden sigma. The omega, so it could have been future. So it could be I might have what I will write. It could be that. In order that I might have what I will write. I don't know, something inside of me wonders if this is rather a deliberative subjunctive. What I should write, something like that. So the future active indicative first singular and the aorist active subjunctive first singular look exactly alike. There's a hidden sigma, which in the indicative indicates future, and the subjunctive indicates aorist. I know it's confusing. And so here we have a genitive absolute. In order that the decision having become, the decision having been made, investigation having come to be. Genitive. This is ginomai, omai's deponent, but it's not G-I-N, it's G-E-N, so it's aorist, middle deponent participle. Okay, so I need to know what to write to Caesar. I mean, this guy's appealed to Caesar. I'm sending him to Caesar. What am I going to tell Caesar he did? Verse 27, for it's illogical, it's irrational, it's unreasonable to me, it seems, sending a prisoner not to signify also the causes against him, the charges against him. Okay, so again, Luke is positioning Festus as basically seeing Paul as not guilty, which, I know there's controversy here, but I really think that if we just were to listen to Acts inductively, the book of Acts implies that Paul dies, I think, at the end of the book. I think that's, if we were to suspend all of our theories and other complicating factors and just listen to the book of Acts seems to imply that Paul dies at the end. But I think Luke wanted his audience to know that he really shouldn't have died, that Paul was really innocent, and that even though it may have been God's will for Paul to appear before Caesar or whoever he appeared before, that's a question. Did he appear before Caesar, or did he just appear in Roman court? It was hard to get an audience with the emperor, to be honest. Philo waited a year to see Caligula. It seems, hanging out in Rome, waiting for Caligula to come around. He's taking a lot of vacations. So anyway, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that seems to be the implied voice of the latter chapters of Acts. So it's clear here that Festus has no real charge to give in terms of Paul. That's what Acts wants us to see here. So it seems unreasonable to me, sending a prisoner, this is a present participle, my aunt is an active participle, not also to signify. So semeion, we're missing some letters here, so it must be aorist, semeino, to signify, to make known, semiotics, the charges against him. Okay, well, there you have it. That is our Greek for today, Acts 25, 22 to 27, I believe. We will, Lord willing, see you again mañana en la mañana.